If you're looking to make the popular Bento grid layout like this, with each block either sending you to a different page or to display your images in a unique way, keep on watching. So once you have opened your Breakdance Builder, we're going to add a section and then a grid. And before we start adding elements into our grid, let's go to the Visual Grid Builder. So we're going to use this to build our bento box layout. So if we look at the layout, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 columns and 2 rows. So we're just going to add 4 columns, 2 rows. And then we're just going to build that out here. So our first block looks like this, second, third, and then our fourth one will look like this. So we have 4 blocks and we're going to make those 4 blocks into our grid here. So we're going to add 4 divs. Before we do that, let's just make the settings for each of our div. So for the height, I like to do around 12.5 rems, which is around 200 pixels, I believe. And then we can, what can we do? We can add a border. So let's make it a bit curved, 8 pixels. And then we'll make the background just like a green color. So we've got a nice block going. Now we can make that 4 times. And what I like to do is for each div, I like to number them so that when I am placing the CSS code into each div block, I know which one to put them in. We're going to go to our grid builder here. We're going to get the code of our first item, which is this big block here. So number 1 grid item over here, we're going to copy just the inside of that. And we're going to go to our first div, and in its CSS, in the custom CSS in the middle, just paste that in. We have, why is that not? We have built the first block. Now the second and third are the same, so just the fourth block needs to be changed. So we're going to go to our grid item 4, our fourth block, copy that code, and then in the fourth div, we're going to add that CSS. And just like that, we have created our bento box. Now, if you want to make the box into a clickable link, we're going to have to add a wrapper link and make the container 100% full so that it fits into our grid block. So 100% on each side, and then add your link. And now you can just customize these blocks however you wish. If you do want to make them taller, so the 2 rows here, if you want to make the first row, these ones, a bit bigger, you can go to the container and we can just change the height. And that will change the whole row. And just a side note, if you change one, it will change the whole thing. So whichever is bigger, it will go to that one. And there you have it. That is the base of your bento grid. Now you can just customize it however you wish. Alright, so once you've customized it however you want, you've pretty much done it. Now we need to work on setting it up to be mobile responsive, because we have set it up with 4 rows, but as we go down, the rows decrease. So let's see how it looks in landscape. It's a bit squished, and that's because it's in 3 and we set it up in 4. We're going to push it up to 4 and that fixes that. We're going to go to portrait, see if it looks alright in 4. Yep, we can go with that. In landscape, it's going to be a bit squishy for the phone. So we're going to change it to have 2 rows instead. Actually, maybe even 1. Oh no, 2. We're going to go to the Visual CSS. And this is how we're going to build it. 2 columns, 4 rows. So for each of the divs. And we're going to have to go to every single div to change that. So we're going to go to the first one, get the code, paste it into the CSS for the mobile. So we're in the mobile settings right now. changes that. We're going to change the second item grid. Paste that in the CSS. I'm going to do the same to the third one. Paste it in the CSS. And then the fourth one. We're going to go to grid item 4, copy that, and paste it in the CSS. And just like that, we have 4 rows. And if we open it, it switches between it, and we have made our Bento grid mobile responsive. Yay! Then we save it, and we have built our very own Bento box. If you guys liked the video and this tutorial has helped you, please remember to like and subscribe.